Thank you for joining us, Jussi, for having a brief introduction to your company. As always, you have 20 minutes. I know it's a very, very hard job to present one's company in 20 minutes, and then we have 5 minutes with a question. And I think we will start in around 1.5 minutes.
Okay. I try to be fast and focus the main topics.
Perfect. Yes, Jussi, I think I will hand the word over to you. I will just go out of the picture and then I will return when we go in with the picture. But I will hand the presentation and word over to you, Jussi.
Okay, thank you very much, and hello to everyone who are here today to listening the presentation. As mentioned, we have a tight schedule, and I tried to raise up the main topics of the Enersense, the themes what we are talking today. The full day actually are the big themes and very valid in today's world, and especially in the Europe when we have challenges, but also which creates big opportunities. My name is Jussi Holopainen. I'm the CEO of Enersense International, and I will guide you through the main topics today. So shortly about Enersense, we are listed in Nasdaq Helsinki. Actually, we listed first to the First North list 2018, and then made a transfer to the main list last year, 2021. Headquartered in Pori, but we have several office locations around Finland and also Baltics, Germany, France, UK, and Norway as well. The business is divided into 4 different segments. I'm not focusing too much on the segments today, maybe more the overall portfolio what we have in offerings related to the energy revolution, green transition, and then also energy self-efficiency. But the areas what we are reporting in the list, power, connectivity, smart industry, and then our international operations, which is basically including all of these areas. Briefly, the numbers from the last year, so turnover-wise, 239 million euros. That was a quite big increase compared to 2020 numbers. Order backlog we have had, I would say, 1.5 years now, pretty close to 300 million euros. Although we just announced last week the big deal in Finland with Helen company, which is now on the going to the competition authority review, and if it's accepted, this will affect positively in our order backlog as well. Number of employees, we are close to 2,000 people being on this level also, pretty much now 1.5 years. Later on, I will go through the latest acquisitions which we have done, and we have one big acquisitions with Voimatel ongoing. This is also on the competition authority review at the moment, and we expect Q4 or Q1 next year to get the positive answer for this. And if this is going to happen, then the number of employees is increasing up to 3,000 employees, and of course affecting positively turnover as well. EBITDA last year 7%, and on the right corner down you can see the segments, how the turnover is divided between those. As mentioned at the beginning, we have very wide range of services in the different areas which are touching our path to the zero emission society and making it reality. We are focusing on these areas especially, but also focusing to make it profitable and profitable business. But we want to be key player on this area and bring our knowledge and expertise also to make this all possible, because this is today's big challenge, of course, for the Europe especially to be able to produce energy and produce it with zero emission ways as well. Shortly about the strategy, how we are planning to reach these targets where we are aiming. So of course we want to be part of and focus especially for the energy projects which are creating zero emissions, and later on bit more in details about these. The key element is the people who are working for the company and knowledge, and this is something what we have to be especially keep on the focus to get all the best expertises, best people to work for us. And I believe that we have done pretty good work on this area lately, and we have got a lot of positive publicity as well. Operations have to be efficient. We have to have certain flexibility to scale up and scale down also the business when it's needed. So it's not just scaling up when you're growing, you have to be also on the project business to be able to scale down when the time is for this, where you are doing the profits or losing those as well. And we continue our organic growth. As I mentioned, we had several acquisitions lately. So we continue seeking M&A targets, but also profitable organic growth. We see a lot of possibilities currently in current business environment. And this year in May, we had a first capital market day. The material is also available from internet if you are interested later on to listen it. And we announced there the next stage of our strategy path. So we are expanding in the value chain also towards to the energy production. So currently the main focus is still, or the main business is building different kind of energy solutions for these business areas, but we are expanding, and we have expanded already to the project development, which I come later on the presentation, and also in certain years we will go to own also the energy production in green ways, so onshore, offshore, wind, solar power, and also certain solutions for the energy storage systems, which will be also very important part of the future energy portfolio. Here you can see the 4 latest mergers what we have done. So this, maybe I start from the right down, the Voimatel, which I mentioned. It's at the moment on the competition authority evaluation, and we expect the results by end of the year or beginning of the next year. This is strengthening especially our connectivity business segment, which I will present soon, but also bringing to our power segment certain knowledge more, and this is especially for the business what we are currently today running strongly. Then if I go on the left down, the Megatuuli, this is the acquisition on the expanding of our value chain to the project development part. So here we have on the next slide, when I go there, 3,000 megawatts of portfolio on the onshore wind power, and this is on the 2 phases. We are some of these projects we will sell forward in different stages of the development phase, but also we will keep certain projects for ourselves and will eventually develop those for our own balance sheet to produce and sell green energy. On the left upper corner, we have Pori Offshore Constructions, which earlier was Technic Offshore Finland, actually. And here we have a lot of expertise, especially for the offshore wind power construction, what comes to the base of the wind power and windmills, floating and fixed solutions. And on the right corner up, we have P2X Solutions, which is the first green hydrogen power plant, industrial level hydrogen power plant, which is going to be built in Finland. Construction is planned to be started already this year and to be ready by 2024. Here, even we have a smaller ownership, 16%. This is something where we are also the key partner on the construction phase and also focusing on the other hydrogen projects. So what I mentioned about this Megatool is 3,000 megawatts onshore portfolio in Finland. Here, some of those we will sell forward in different stages of the development, and some of those we will keep in our own balance sheets. And the target is to build 600 megawatts by 2027. Solar is also important part of our plans, and to reach these production of 700 megawatts by 2027. So currently we are aiming to 100 megawatts. These might change a bit between the onshore and solar megawatts, and of course, as mentioned, there is also offshore wind power coming a bit later on in the portfolio. We have already announced the first solar power plant, which investment decision we expect to also announce in near future, and partly here we will use the energy in our own production in this offshore production facilities, and some of those we will sell to the market. Sustainability is today the big topic, and of course it's part of our portfolio as well. So we are focusing seriously in these different areas, and maybe from this I want to raise up this upright project evaluation where we took part and compared to the average Nasdaq Helsinki net impact ratio, which was minus 11%. Enersense net impact ratio is plus 41%. So we are of course proud of it, but there is always work to do to make it better. So as mentioned, we have very wide range of services, and we want to be part of this development in all different phases. This slide is showing, without dividing this into different divisions or business segments, the portfolio where we are working. So we have from the left upper corner onshore wind, offshore wind, solar power plant, hydropower plants, nuclear power plants. We have different kind of services, constructions, EPC services for all of these. Energy transfer is vital also because the production of the green energy is geographically going on the different areas where it's been traditionally. So you need more grids, you need substations, also electrical vehicle charging stations are coming. We are building these as well. And on the middle, on the right, this is the data transfer. So we see also the part of the energy transition, the green energy, the data, and the possibilities to use the data and make it fast enough. It's critical to make this all happen. Energy storage solutions, as mentioned, batteries or hydrogen or even something else. These are very important role for the future. So when the production is going up and down, if there is a wind or no wind, there is a sun or no sun, so need something to balance the energy, and the storage solutions are then the very critical on this combination. Very shortly, I try to speed up a bit because I can see that I'm going forward. So power division, as mentioned, grids, high voltage lines, substation. We are the #1 in Finland in this, working with Fingrid, wind power, onshore wind power, also offshore, but that's on the different division. Electrical vehicle charging stations, high voltage services. Everything is critical and related to the green transition, and we have a long experience, good references from all this area from the past, and see big opportunities also for the future. Smart industry, also here very wide range of services. Offshore wind, as I mentioned, the foundation knowledge what we have actually from the oil and gas industry from the past. This is worldwide knowledge what we have, and we see big opportunities on the offshore wind, fixed and also floating foundations. Hydrogen I already mentioned. Energy storage systems, we are maintenance and also building these kind of solutions, especially in the Finland, and see those as a part of this full portfolio for the future. And if we go forward, then something what I wanna raise up also from the offshore wind portfolio, we have also own product development in-house, and we have a patent pending solutions for the solution, which is especially for the Baltic Sea area, where the sea is not so deep like in the Atlantic or the North Sea areas. And the benefit of these solutions is especially that we don't need special ships to assemble it on the place. We can float it to the different spaces and then sink it on the place, which gives you a huge benefit for when the needs will increase and there will be big need for the assembly ships. As I think most of us know, there is huge plans from the European Union level for the offshore wind solutions. There is a by 2050 planned offshore wind investments close to 800 billion euros. And we are also part of this with the Business Finland offerings on the Danish Energy Island discussions, and hopefully we will also have a role on those projects. But nevertheless, the potential is huge in the offshore wind side, and we see here our knowledge and expertise is world class and big business opportunity. Connectivity, this is as I mentioned, over the data transfer, so fixed and mobile solutions construction for the different operators. International Baltics, we are market leader, especially on the grid construction, and pretty much the similar portfolio of the services like in our power segment. Also projects in Sweden, Germany, France, UK, as I mentioned, these some of the countries focusing more in the industrial services and some of those then on the power business areas. Shortly, in 3 minutes, the financial guidance. So for this year, our original guidance, we were decreasing it in July due to the turbulent environment in Europe, especially and globally as well. nevertheless, we see the near future opportunity is very positive and huge, and current business environment challenges are more short-term than long-term. Guidance for this year, 245 to 265 million euro, and adjusted EBIT 6 to 12 million. We have a lot of internal development projects as well ongoing at the moment, and expect to finalize those during the next year, which then gives us better position also develop and grow and take the business further. For the long-term targets, so if you see on the right hand the higher pillars, so turnover-wise we aim to be 500 million euro, and then the profitability 100 million euro. So we will have a big growth in the coming years, but also huge development of the profitability of the company. Main drivers: offshore wind, own energy production, and of course the current business also as well, getting more profitable. This will need a lot of investment. We will come later on to the market with announcements and plans how we are planning to finance this, but we will have a big finance rounds coming with structure we haven't announced yet, so this is some information we will later on then come to the market. And since I have still 1 minute time, so I will summarize Enersense in a nutshell. So we have profitable ground business. We are already in the green transition projects in wide level of the services. We are developing in the new business areas. We will go to energy production also later on, which will then balance our project business. We have world-class innovations. We have knowledge, expertise in-house, and of course the market is huge, and the opportunities what's currently coming for the market are amazing big. And there my 20 minutes ended.
It is perfect, usually. I haven't seen anybody hit that so precisely. So let's run to the question. And one of the first one I have, you already touched upon that you're being a more capital intensive business. Do you expect to be able to reach your EBITDA margins, to kind of compensate for that? If I looked at the plan, I'm not sure. And maybe your thoughts about why are you moving from being, a producer to also an owner? Some thoughts about that. Is in the early stage project you need to show people that you can do it, or some thoughts about why you are taking that move that will increase a little bit the risk, I guess.
Okay, so why we are moving on this value chain also a more wider level is certainly that currently we are pretty much in the project business, which of course you have big opportunities, you have big risks as well. So we want to lower the risk bit so that we go to the development phase and also to the ownerships of the energy production. We understand that that's a bit lower margin business, but in the other hand it's balancing the general income for the company and also giving them us let's say another leg or base to develop further and keep up in the competition. As I see that we are big enough to be serious player in this competition, but still we are, let's say, small enough to react quickly and be bigger what we currently are. We believe that when we come out to the market with the model how we have planned this financing for the new business model, it will make sense for the market. Currently we haven't announced it yet, so I can't open it too much, but hopefully in the near future we will come already out.
Then there's a question here: are you receiving grants for your operations? Maybe in the early stage you touch upon hydrogen storage. That's early stage technologies. Are you receiving any grants to kind of support those operations, or in general for your operations?
Yeah, this hydrogen is of course the early stage currently, but on the other hand, we will get business immediately already when we are in the construction phase of the hydrogen plant. So that's also like a two-stage business plan. Let's say this way: we will be in the construction phase, which is then more like a project business, which gives the profitability and turnover. And then on the longer term, we see this hydrogen investment as an owner as well. So it's kind of like a strategic path here as well, not just investment.
I can see here there's a question. What have your organic growth rate been over the past years? I guess you are now building up a much stronger foundation to grow on by merging with a lot of companies. Can you talk a little bit about your organic growth rate?
Well, if we go, I'm thinking from which year I will start, but we have had pretty strong organic growth as well. 18 we were 47 million euro, 19 we were same, then 20 our organic rate raised up to 70 million euro, and with the merge we were somewhere over 130 million euro. Then 21 we were 239 million euro. Of course there was this Empower merge behind, which was increasing the numbers, but also the organic we've been growing all the time. I don't have here now specific growth rates, but the market is growing and we are growing faster than the market.
And then maybe a very big question to round up. What do you see the biggest uncertainties in your business model? Is it pricing going up on the companies you want to merge with? Is it the big swings we are seeing in energy prices and such stuff, or some other risks?
Okay, the model, of course, maybe many people are thinking that we have very wide service or portfolio of different kind of services. So is it manageable? Can we manage this? But on the other hand, I see this big positive thing for us as well. We have many legs and bases, which gives us then possibilities to manage also in this very turbulent environment which world currently is having. And so maybe let's say the global situation is of course a bit uncertain currently because we have inflation and some material challenges globally, which is affecting of course everywhere. But as I said, even the current situation is a big challenge for everyone in the market. I see in the midterm huge opportunities and big possibilities for us and everyone who are operating in this business.
Perfect, thank you. Usually your time has unfortunately run out. We can't catch any more questions. So thank you very much for you to taking us to the presentation and giving us a short overview of your company. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.